Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're joining us from. And it's such an honor to be here. Days of planning and planning is finally here. I'm just excited. On our agenda, we have 10 minutes for other people to join. So I think we'll just have to wait for others to join. In the meantime, just go to the chat box, tell us where you are joining from. If you're from Nigeria, let know which state, Nigeria. Yeah, put your state and then country, join outside Nigeria. Please let us know so that as everyone joins the room, they'll just follow suit.
Hey. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Damilola. Welcome, Esther. Let's keep dropping comments. Where are you typing from? Where are you joining from?
Yes, welcome everyone for joining already. Welcome, Gina. I'm going to keep up with people as they're joining in. Yeah, Taiwo from Lagos, welcome. Michelle from Ibadan, welcome. As joining, please move to the chat box and tell us where you're joining in from. Let's meet ourselves. Hello, Abimbola from Kent, UK, our UK mamas. Hello, Regina from UK, we love you. Wow, so good to have you. It's such an honor to have everyone. Hey, Madam Charity is here. Welcome, Madam Charity. Mrs. Charity. I don't know how you want to be addressed. So if you're just joining in, go to the chat box and tell us where you're joining in from. We would love to connect with Otto. Hello, Christabel. You're welcome. Tell us where you're joining in from. Hello, Mrs. Farms. You're welcome. Hello, Onye Consola. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, for the purpose of introduction, we'll still leave our video on. When we start the main events proper, we'll need to switch up our video because of the bandwidth so that the network will just be good across board. So, but for now, we can still leave our videos on for those of us that have our videos on. Hello, Azizat. Please move to the chat box. Tell us where you're joining in from. Christabel is joining in from Onitsha. Wow, that's awesome. Wow. Like the whole world is here. Tell us where you're joining in from. I don't know if you can just share the program so that everyone can have a feel of what we're doing today. So just see. Odunayo, tell us where you're joining from. Welcome, Odunayo. Welcome, Abolari. It's good to have you here. Please move to the chat box. Tell us where you're joining from. Sorry, just a minute. Hello, Anna. You're welcome. Please tell us where you're joining in from. It's good to have everybody here. Hello. If you're just joining in, please move to the chat room and tell us where you're joining in from. Okay. Abolari is joining in from Ibadan. We have patients from Ondo State, Nigeria. We have Taiwo from Lagos, Nigeria. We have Christabel from Anambra here in Nigeria. Regina from UK. We love you. Abimbola from Kent, UK. Mary from UK. We love you.
Azizat from Lagos.
Wow, it's so good to have you. Yes, you can just put in the chat box to just keep the conversation going. To just keep the conversation going. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to play a song, but I don't know. Everything is not connecting. Abisola, welcome. Please move to the chat room and tell us where you're joining in from. It will be such an honor to have us here. Let us know where you're joining in from. We're so glad to have you. Bringing all our mothers together, intentional mothers, mothers that chose to be intentional, yes. And we just want to keep growing and thriving. So welcome once again. Oh yeah, hold on. Welcome, Yemisi. Welcome, NK. Please tell us where you're joining in from. See all these our mothers, just fine. As in, wow, all these pictures I'm seeing. How will you know that? You know, not hearing this. Welcome, Mama. So I think we're going right into the program. Please, can someone pray for us?
In Jesus' name,
Amen.
in the mighty name of Jesus,
Amen.
everlasting King of Kings, as we're about to start this program, we start with you. Whatever knowledge that will be shared, anybody speaking, Father, let your wisdom, let your intuition, let it be with each and every one of us, Lord. Father, on this journey, it's going to be you and you alone.
Amen.
Whatever knowledge we're going to acquire, may it be for our own good in Jesus' name.
Amen.
In Jesus' name I prayed.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're diving into the program straight away. And we're going to be calling on Mary to introduce us. You know, she's our host for today. She's the one that runs the vision. She's the one that God is using to help all the mothers, every category. We have a wonderful and a thriving community. So we're going to be, let me see, just go into the chat room and just show your excitement. If you really, really want to hear about, you know, how this whole thing actually came together. It didn't start in one day. We didn't come about all this program in a day. You know, they usually say that a mighty ocean is as a result of tiny drops. So a drop here, a drop there, a drop here, and a drop there. And then we are here today. So let's welcome Mary. Over to you.
Thank you, everybody. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited and thrilled to welcome you all. And this is our first episode, first edition of this anniversary webinar. And it's very wonderful to see you guys gathered here. Like the number is, thank you so much for coming out. I want to start by giving an huge thank you to our amazing team, because this would have not happened without them. Thank you so much to our community midwives, to our our community managers, to our midwives. Their hard work and their dedication has been nothing short of incredible. A special shout out to our lead community manager, who is our facilitator for today, Mrs. Tola, and also to our social media manager and our graphic designer, Esther. Your creativity and hard work has made this possible. And to the team, thank you so much, because this is real, because it's happening today because of your dedication and your hard work. Also, I want to express my deep gratitude to the guest speakers, Mrs. Charity, Mrs. Nkiru, Mrs. Thelma, and Mrs. Tommy. We are so honored to have you today. We appreciate you. We deeply appreciate you for taking out your time out of your busy schedule to, join us here today and share your valuable insights. Thank you so, so much. Thinking back, it's just so amazing to remember that ANC Will Not Show Me started 4 years ago. It actually started as a project and it was meant to last for 6 months due to the depth of COVID. But due to the impact that ANC Will Not Show Me had within that short period of time, we just had to keep it going. Now, this has become a lasting legacy. And I assure you that we are all committed to supporting every woman in Nigeria and also in Africa, through the journey of motherhood. Today's event is really special to me because you'll be hearing from the experts who will share how you can seek support through motherhood, including those who are trying to conceive. I'm sure their insights would leave you empowered and enlightened at the end of the day. I want to encourage us to please pay attention. Let's ask questions. Let's be active. Let's drop comments so that we can encourage our speakers, because these speakers are really busy people and they took out their time without any payments, without any form of appreciation for them to be here today. So we need to show them that we are worth their time. So guys, please grab your pens, grab your jotters. I'm so confident that you will leave here today feeling empowered and inspired. Thank you once again. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for being here and being a part of our amazing journey. I hope this program, is one you will not forget in a long time. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you to our amazing, 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 amazing host. And how will I say, she's just a very wonderful person. Like, ANC Will Not Show Me, it's a community. If you know somebody that's pregnant or hoping or trying to conceive or just entering into that space of motherhood, or you already have a baby and you're still planning on having more, it's just that, like, the energy, the buzz in the community, if you're not there, you can't really understand what I'm saying. Holding everyone's hand, like, yes, we got you. Like, it's a non-judgmental zone. So if you are here and you're still like, maybe or maybe not, maybe or maybe not, I'm just here for the program. Yes, you're always welcome. So our today's program, Seeking Support Through Motherhood, and we have our aligned speakers, seasoned speakers, experienced speakers who have been through it. They're not just coming to give us theory. They're not coming to just say it like, no. We have Thelma Showande. She's the founder of the Mindful Moms community. We have Tomilola Olatunde. She's the founder of the Cuddle blog, and also she's a stay-at-home mom. She's also advocate of homeschooling. Here, probably you're finding it. I know you're trying to start education. We have you. Also, we have Charity Atana. She's here to tell us how motherhood is from that business perspective, running multiple businesses as well. And we have Nkiru Arinze. She's a lawyer and content creator. So believe me, we are going to touch every aspect. And Mary, of course, is also here. We're also going to be touching the health aspects We're not leaving anybody behind. Our pregnant mom, adjust your tummy very well and sit well, grab that chin chin, and they're always having cravings. And our postpartum mom, our moms of toddlers, our they are going to conceive mothers, in that stage where you're still believing God. Information is key, knowledge is key, and we are here to just carry you through the motherhood, like the support. Motherhood is in different phases, and we are here to just, by the grace of God, just cover as much as we can, and as we go on, if you have any questions, please, you can put them in the chat box or just pen them down. We have a question and answer session, and we are sure going to, attend to everyone. So please share our speaker that will be going on. We have our first speaker. Mary, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, thank you. Our first speaker is Charity Atana, and we really want to appreciate you for honoring us. Like, God bless you. It's only God that can reward, and we are just here because you honored us. If all the people that we reached out to, they didn't honor us, probably would have just considered another way. But we are here because, we are honored. Please, can you just share the screen? I can't see.
Can't you see? I'm sharing the screen already.
Okay. Please, Mama, let's go into the comment section and just start hailing her, like coming to give us back to back. She's just coming to let us know that, yes.
Can you see the screen? Can you see my screen?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, it's been paused now.
Don't worry. So Mrs. Charity Atana is the CEO of N Trakel. I hope that I get that correct. Collections, and also N Trakel Global Enterprise Limited. She's an entrepreneur and a business enthusiast. She's an advocate for children with special needs. She's God-fearing and passionate about women's well-being and parenting. Please, Mama, in the comment section, please help me welcome her. Just start hailing her as she comes on board, to actually carry us through our seasoned experiences and knowledge. Welcome, Mama. You're welcome. Can you hear me? Okay, she's here
Yes,
already.
we can.
Yes. So please, let's see your face. Okay, maybe she's still busy.
Okay, I'm here. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're
Good
joining us from.
afternoon. See your beautiful face. Wow.
Thank
Pretty.
you, thank you, thank you. You look
Yes,
beautiful
yes.
as well. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. So it's a honor to have you here, and we trust that you do justice to it. Over to you,
By
Ma.
the special grace of God. So thank you very much. My name is Charity Atana, just as our host has already said. First of all, I want to thank Nurse Shoemi. When she reached out to me, I was like, okay, this one, God is directing her to me. I'm hoping there is a message out there that someone is going to benefit from. I also want to thank her team. They've been so perfect. Like the way they've been keeping tab and follow-ups, they are really good at it. First of all, before I start, I'm also a beneficial of this antenatal with nurse showing me. Let me just share my story before I start. I don't know, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can
Please.
hear you.
Okay.
Yes, you are loud and clear.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Before I start into my lesson, I just want to share my story for a few seconds. I also waited. I waited for 5 years. And when I waited for this rainbow baby, I almost lost her in the process. But because of this WhatsApp group that we have, this antenatal with nurse showing me, when I reached out to her, the symptoms I was having at that point in time, she immediately told me, "You are still at home. Go to the hospital, go and do this, that." And she kept following me up. She was calling me till my baby was born. Even the way she followed me up, I don't think even my doctor followed me up like that. And since then, I've held her in high esteem deep down in my heart. I keep telling her thank you. Because of she, my daughter is alive today and she's 2 years old. So this is me saying thank you to this amazing platform, because I believe that more women will still be able to benefit from this platform. This is just the beginning. So we appreciate you, Nurse Shoremi, for this amazing platform. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Please let's say her thank you on the chat box. She's amazing.
Oh my
Whoever
goodness.
has not encountered her is missing out. She's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, today I'll be speaking on the importance of support while trying to conceive. The importance of support while trying to conceive. When we look at support, most times some people will just be like, is this really necessary, this topic? The importance of support while trying to conceive, do we think is necessary? I've met a lot of trying to conceive mothers that are so shielded away from society. They no longer participate in things around them simply because they don't have a child yet. And it's so bad that the society, Nigeria, in fact, Africa in general, there is this notion that once you're married, after 1 year, once you don't have kids, eyebrows start raising, people start to talk, people start to wonder. And then at the end of the day, this woman is left alone to herself. She no longer wants to interact or do the things that she used to do before the whole process of trying to conceive started. So today I want to be showing you how this support can actually bring a lot, can actually improve the quality of life, and in return, give you those bundle of joys at your least expected moments. So let's look at what is support first of all. We all know the word support. We always use it. But for my slide there, what I wrote is support has different meaning, depend on the context it is being used for. But for short, we'll be saying that support is an assistance. It can be from physical, emotional, and financial that you render to a person. That is simply the meaning of support. Any assistance that you render to someone in need or someone that wants it, that is support. And now for trying to conceive mothers, when we say who are trying to conceive mothers, they are mothers that are waiting for the fruit of the womb. I was somewhere when
Hello?
they were. Can you hear me?
Jackson.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can hear you.
Okay, maybe those that are joining can just mute their sound so that we can all be on the same page. Okay, for trying to conceive mother, just like we've been hearing the word, there are mothers that are waiting for the fruit of the womb. I call them mothers because I believe that every woman is a potential mother, irrespective of whether you have a child now or not. As far as you're a woman, you're a potential mother. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Every woman will definitely enjoy the fruit of the womb. It is our heritage on earth. It is our heritage on earth. So the waiting mothers, they actually need support. Let's go to the chat box. Let's answer the waiting mothers, do they really need support? Let's hear some comments. Do waiting mothers, do they need support? Do you think waiting mothers need support? Okay, someone said yes. Yes, a lot. Yes, okay, that's good. I'm happy everyone said yes. That's good. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. Waiting mothers, they actually need support. I'll be looking at 4 key areas that waiting mothers need support. The first one is the spiritual support, the psychological and emotional support, friends and family support, financial support, and medical support. There are 5 key aspects that women that are trying to conceive they need. I'll be breaking each of them in the next few minutes. The first one is spiritual support. This is the most important support. Spiritual support. Because this is where everything starts from, where everything's from. Everything. In fact, your whole being is molded into that spiritual support. When you're in a forum where your faith is not being uplifted, or you are around a particular fellowship or group where instead of your faith level to be increasing, it is declining, how do you now start believing what God has already told you about fruitfulness? How do you believe that when your faith level is not strengthened? This spiritual support, first, what I normally say is that you first of all have to know your identity in Christ first before anybody can actually convince you. So you first have to build yourself spiritually to the level that, you come to the understanding and understand that this is what God has said. This is his plan for me. He has told me that my womb, the fruit of the womb is his reward. So you have to come to that understanding daily. And you also have to be in a group, in a prayer group. When you're waiting, it's not that you just sit at home and watch TV. You're not doing anything like that will boost you up spiritually. No, you have to be among prayerful people. Not necessarily you'll be going from one church to the other or one place to the other. No, just be around somewhere that you're comfortable spiritually to build your prayer life and people that support you prayerfully. When I remember when I was pregnant, because I had a lot of losses before I finally had my daughter. When I was pregnant, when I start to have threatening miscarriage, I would start screaming. I would say, this thing wants to go. But I had this one friend that she would keep telling me, did you not hear what God said? You will not miscarry. The number of your days you will fulfill. This pregnancy is not going anywhere. To be confident and hold God by his words. She'll be like, I'll say, okay, I've heard you. She kept repeating most of those things. In fact, I had to put it on my screensaver. No more miscarriage. The number of your days will I fulfill. I have to put it as a screensaver to keep reminding myself on a daily basis that I was not going to miscarry. So when you have that spiritual support around you, and also someone that genuinely prays for you, that spiritual covering over your life is also very necessary. Someone you can call in the middle of the night. This is the kind of dream I had. Can we pray? The person is there to pray for you, to uplift you, even when you think that you are at your lowest. Even when you think that the reports, they are not aligning with what God is speaking, the person is there for you. As a spiritual covering, it is very, 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 very necessary. Now, the second one is that psychological and emotional support. Psychological and emotional support. This has to do with your mind. It has to do with your mind. Most times, what we believe, what we understand, it has to do with the factors around us. There are some minds that we tend to believe that are not true, but because we have put them in our head, it begins to sound true and realistic to us. You have to be in an environment that contributes to your brain development. And you also have to have people around you that are encouraging you positively. Because when you don't have that positive energy around you, The journey is going to be so boring. It's going to be filled with so much depression, with so much anger, intolerance, like it will now start looking frustrating. You start giving up at the same time. So, but when you have people that are there psychologically and emotionally to support you, and one thing I always say, one of the best person that can give you the highest and emotional support you can ever get is your husband. Because I believe he sees you at your lowest, he sees you at your highest, he sees what people tell you, and most times we go back to complain to them when someone tells us something that is hurtful. So getting his own support is actually very important. Most times you see women that are waiting, their husbands they are so impatient, they don't want to wait with the woman. I always say there is nothing that God cannot do. The king's heart is in his hands. He trusts it to whichever direction that he pleases. He can always bring that husband back to you to wait with you in the process. But having his support is also key, because he is the one that is going to shield you from a lot of hurtful people around you, and even from your own self. When you think the journey is becoming tough, he's the one that is going to hold your hands and through it all. So having that psychological and emotional people around you is also key. And then secondly, you have to protect your emotional well-being, because when you don't do that, stress is actually not good for a woman that is trying to conceive. I believe if Noshoremi is giving her speech, a medical speech, she will tell you stress is not good for a woman that is trying to conceive. The moment you're stressed, your brain is also stressed. As far as I'm concerned, I always say fertility starts from the brain. Once your brain is stressed, these hormones are not calm. They are being triggered. They will never have the relaxation that they need to function properly. So as you're trying, make sure that your mind is calm as much as possible. And you have someone that can easily put you on a calm mind. That's what I say, the first person that can give you that support is your husband. Friends and any other one that comes is an addition. But he is your major source for psychological and emotional support. And then we move to family and friends. Family and friends, these are the people that grow your spiritual, your psychological, and financial, even the medical aspect, because sometimes what you don't know is until someone explains to you before you have an awareness of it. When someone does not explain this thing to you, it looks big and cumbersome. But when someone tells you, oh, this thing I've been through it, you can do this and that, it's going to work. But when you don't have that family and friend, people to actually, I think friends is important during this period. Though. You don't need, when we say friends, we're not talking about numerous friends. We're not talking about gathering friends or everywhere. But people that will genuinely wait with you on the journey. I was looking at Chef T. See, when she started the journey with her pregnancy, you need to see how she told her friends she was pregnant, the expression on their face, the joy, the happiness, the way they were all waiting for this good news. That's how you have to actually have genuine friends. Friends that will push you to be better, friends that will not let you drown in the situation. And another thing you have to consider is you don't have to leave your life behind simply because you're trying. You don't have to leave your life behind. I was telling someone by now I would have finished so many degrees if I had pushed them the time I was trying. Anytime I want to, in fact, I will enroll for masters. I will get pregnant. I will say, okay, why not sit back and after the whole pregnancy, you continue. By the time I will sit back, the pregnancy would not last. At the point, I just told myself, there is no need applying and withdrawing since the pregnancy is not lasting. But what I'm just trying to say is, don't put your life on hold simply because you are trying. Keep doing those things you love. Keep exploring. In fact, it's even when you least expect it, that is when it actually comes. When you least expect it. So, in fact, your friends, go out, don't be indoors. Go out. By so doing, you're also boosting your brain, calming your nerves down for conception to even occur. When your mind is fixed on a lot of things, when your mind is fixed on a particular problem, that problem becomes so big and it occupies your mind that you no longer think about anything other than it. And it will drain you, it will keep draining you down. Till by the time you see how far you've gone, you're already depressed. And coming out from depression is a very, very tough situation because I have been depressed. I've been there. So coming out from it, it is not a situation I'll tell anybody to go into it. So having friends is key. You have to go out, even if it is just some days. I'll just take myself out. I'll just sit at the restaurant and I'm eating. I have music in my ear and I'm watching a movie. I do those things because I just want to relax my brain, relax my mental being, and come back to reality. You just have to take your time, take the stress off you, and then you will see that you will feel much, much better than how it was the previous days that you didn't do that. So having that family and friends support is very important. So it will help to boost your morale, your self-esteem. It will also try to eliminate depression. And by the time most of these things are eliminated, you see that you have a higher, greater chance of conception. And then we look at financial support. Okay, there's a write-up I wrote here. It said, anyone around you who causes you hurt in the waiting phase, please cut them off, especially if you're a loving person. Now, the reason why I quoted this thing, and the reason why I had to highlight these words, when I was waiting, I had friends that stepped on me. I had friends that you could not correct their children without them telling you, okay, give birth to yours first. Then we'll know how you will treat them. And then at the end of the day, you'll be like, where are all these negative energy coming from? Like friends that you could even tell your problem, and then they'll be like, oh, I had an auntie that actually died from this situation. Oh. Like they always had something negative to say. That's why I say anyone who is around you that causes you hurt during the waiting phase, you don't need that bad energy, you don't need that negativity around you, you don't need it at all. So whoever is threatening that space, just give them gap, let them stay on their own lane, because your mental health well-being is paramount. It is key. It is the most important thing you have to look out for. So now we'll go to financial support. When we look at finance, there is nothing that we need to do that finance is not integral. Finance is actually very, very important, because sometimes there are some of us that need to do a lot of medical procedures, actually. Some of us need finance for, let's say for example, like IVF, for hospital bills, because going through the journey of conception is not easy. Let's be realistic, especially if you want to go through it medically. It is financially draining and exhausting most times, especially when you're not too financially buoyant. Because by the time they tell you to go and do HSG, go and do the whole testing and all, the whole hormonal testing, by the time you finish doing all of those tests, you should be spending up to 200,000, 300. At the end of the day, most people don't even go through the whole testing process because they don't have, because they cannot pay for it. But one thing I always say is, you don't even need to do so much. Have the intention to do it first. Second, the plan towards it. You can have people support you, but trying to have people support you does not mean telling everyone your story. You can actually have some, like just like the family and friends I talked about. You can tell them to support you. You can share your concern. Oh, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to go about it, but I have some financial strain and all that. You can actually talk about it, and you never might know the person that is readily available to be of help. When you don't talk about it, you don't know who is your helper. But when you share it, you can actually know who is going to be of assistance to you. So finance is actually very important. You can start working towards it. You can even have a saving box. towards your medical bills by saving gradually. You will be so shocked how much you will save at the end of 1 year if you're consistent with it. And then we'll go to medical support. This medical support is like, when you finish baking a cake, the inside of the cake, we all know the cake is sweet. After baking the cake and you decorated the cake, when you see the decoration, that's when you say, oh, this cake is exclusively beautiful. Now, that decoration on the cake is the medical support. When you don't, no matter how that cake looks like, if the decoration is not fine, you wouldn't want to taste that cake. But when the decoration is very beautiful, you will want to actually have a bite of that cake. Now, that is what medical does to you. Once you follow up your health medically, you actually get results faster. Let me share a little bit of experience. While I was trying to conceive, I had high level of prolactin for a very long time. Now, I was avoiding hospital. I was like, oh, this is not necessary. This is, it will go on its own. Not until the prolactin started leaking for straight 2 years. The breast milk, I didn't have a child. That was when I knew that, okay, this is a serious matter. I actually have to seek medical support. And when I seek medical support, it didn't take up to 2 months. It didn't take up to 2 months. The whole breast milk dried up. And I kept asking myself, is this what I was carrying for for all these years without even knowing that it's just one simple carbogenin that I needed to stop the whole process? But when you don't have that knowledge, the problem looks so big. And having a gynecologist that you can actually talk to one-on-one is very important. Someone you can share how you feel, your thoughts, your worries, and everything. A good gynecologist is very, very important. Most times, some of us we just deal on guesswork. Okay, let me take this. Sometimes they work, but it is good to have good medical background. Like, consult with a doctor. Can I take this before I go ahead? And it's also good for you to do follow-up. Don't just sit at home and say, God will answer. God will answer, but even these medical practitioners, they are working from the place of understanding the wisdom that God has given to them. That wisdom is a special wisdom that He has granted to most of them. So it is not of their own understanding. So you going to seek medical support doesn't mean that God has failed you, but rather it means that you are trying to see God through that health worker. Now, having seen the different aspect of support that women that are trying to conceive they need, let's look at the importance these support systems we give. The importance these support systems we give. The first one is having support while waiting will bring about inner peace. Inner peace. This one, I want to make reference to spiritual support. When you know who your God is, when you know what He can do, when you believe, when you have seen His evidence before, when you've come to that understanding that my God can do all things, there is nothing that He cannot do. There is this inner peace that comes to you. Like, as you're waiting, you know that my testimony will be great. Huh? You keep telling God that, okay, my Isaac is coming. It doesn't matter how long I wait. I believe that I'm going to experience this thing. Once you have that spiritual support, there is this inner peace and joy that you find within yourself. Now, secondly, having that support while waiting will bring about confidence and kick away depression and low self-esteem. A lot of women today, in fact, a lot of women I see that are actually waiting, there is this low self-esteem I see in them, simply because society has tried to make them, what word will I use? Society has tried to diminish their worth. But that's not your worth. When you make people to actually feel that this thing is a weakness, it will keep being a weakness. It will actually keep being a weakness. But when you have friends around you, family around you,
your time is rounding up.
okay, when you have this family and friends around you that are giving you this self-confidence, you will see that at the end of the day, you will not be depressed. You will not have low self-esteem. And also you will wait in confidence. Now, the third one is that while one of the importance of having support while trying to conceive is it yields faster results. It yields faster results. By the time you have all these all these 5 support that we have mentioned above, you will see that things will begin to work faster than you actually even imagine. The fourth one is having good support while waiting makes you to discover your strengths and weakness. It also brings about self-discovery. Most times when we are waiting, we don't know how much strength we have. It's until while we keep waiting, we then see that, oh, I can actually wait this long, have this strength. I was telling a friend of mine that I'm a very impatient person. But waiting has made me so patient that I no longer even react to the things that I'm actually supposed to react to. That is what waiting has made me do. Like, it has shaped me to have a lot of patience in dealing with people in my affairs of life and everything. So while you're waiting, it can also equip you to discover yourself more. And sometimes during that discovery, don't hold back. Be open, be free to the kind of things that you learn new skills, do new things. You don't know how much energy you have in you and how much talents you have. If not for this situation that is trying to hold back most of these things, you have a lot of talent. So explore them, make use of them instead of holding back. Instead of holding back. So another importance of trying to conceive is importance of support while trying to conceive is that having good support will make the journey more easy and peaceful. Another one is it will bring about general well-being. It will also give you strength. It will also, okay, I'm not seeing these slides very well. Having good spiritual support system helps you to fight spiritual battles that you cannot see with the naked eyes. And it equips you for the right tools to fight with the devil, which is the word of God. And the ninth one is having a supportive husband while waiting fosters unity and emotional stability amongst couple. This one is very important because I was telling I used to say that if I had kids the first year I got married, my husband and I would not have the bond that we have today. But because we waited together, there is this bond that we built while waiting. Now, the last one is having all 5 support systems mentioned above will make your hormones to be well regulated, which will lead to fertility in turn. This is also very important. Once you have all of these supports above, your hormones will be well regulated because fertility actually starts from the mind. Once your mind is relaxed, every other hormone will also be relaxed. Everything will every part of the body will also work together to produce conception. Now, in conclusion, I just want to say this. Waiting can be so exhausting. I know waiting can be very, very exhausting. But have you ever thought what God is molding you to be? Have you ever thought about the cutest baby that you will hold in your hands? Have you ever wondered that, like, how it's going to look like? Waiting can be actually very exhausting. But once you have the right people around you, you have the right support around you and the right family and friends around you, the whole journey becomes much more easier. And then I always tell people that we should always wait in joy because no doubt every woman will enjoy motherhood because it is our birthright on it. It is your birthright in it. Nobody can take that away from you. And I know that God makes everything beautiful in his own time. So we should not be anxious for anything. When it is the right time, the Lord will make it perfect and he will give us double for our trouble at the end of the day. So just hang in there and be yourself and don't stop expressing yourself. You don't know. Don't stop expressing yourself. That's just all I have to say. Just keep waiting in happiness and in joy because you believe that one day God is going to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was quite an insight, and lots of loves to every mama, every mom,
Lots of
everyone in
love.
that waiting, everyone in that waiting season. You said a lot, and the things that stood out for me is just the fact that you can't wait if you don't have like friends, and the support system will always start from the home, husband, family, your friends, and we should not also block our minds to every option of care, especially the medical.
The aspects.
God has brought medicine our way for a reason. And so
True.
thank you. So mothers please go to the comment section. Let's know what stood out for you in this
Thank you.
particular. Yes, we really, really, really appreciate. So we hope stay tuned. A lot of people still have questions that will be
No problem.
addressed till the end of the webinar. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she's so lively. So our next speaker we're already behind schedule, and we are sorry about that. We have Nkiru Arin. Okay, sorry. Okay, on my screen here we have Tomilola is here. Tomilola is an amazing person. She's a trained computer scientist who shelved her ambition to continue in the IT industry, to become a stay-at-home mom and homeschooling mom, which she's been doing it for 7 years. In her free time, she does product photography and runs a home blog, Cuddles blog. You can check Cuddles blog on Instagram. And our website is here. You can visit our website where she documents her motherhood journey and homeschooling journey. So Tomilola is going to be taking us on support as a parent, as a mom of toddler, as a parent in general, and the options of support, the resources that we can also leverage on. So please, let's go to the question. The dance emoji, do styles on board. Tommy, welcome, and welcome.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. We can't see you. This is my network.
Yeah, I wanted to quickly remove the. Okay, can you see me now?
Don't
Sorry.
worry. Okay. Welcome.
I did.
It's good. Okay. It's good. So good to have you. And if you're here and you're wondering what is homeschooling, I cannot homeschool my child. We are not telling you to homeschool your child, but just learn. Expand your capacity to learn. The reason why we are bringing everybody is because we share from each other's knowledge. Learn. There are a lot of resources that are available. Most of us mothers, we just block our minds. So welcome, Tommy, and let me just give you the stage to charge.
Thank you very much, Kolani. Thank you so much, Mary. I really appreciate you guys for the invite. So today we're going to jump right into it since we're a little behind schedule. We're going to be talking on how to seek the right support for parenting. And my name is Tomilola, in case you did not know. And to be honest, I do not feel qualified because first, I'm not a parenting expert, but I'm going to be sharing with you from my experience and what I've come to believe about parenting and the kind of support that we need. And I've also once heard an expert who is a behavioral therapist, right? I've heard her say that because I am a behavioral therapist, it doesn't mean my kids will be well behaved. So focus on the principle and not just my kids, right? And I know that some of these principles at the end of the day are a lot more universal, but we have to also understand that there's no parenting manual. And why an expert can say, focus on the principles I'm bringing to you and not how my kids are behaving is because there's no parenting manual. And we cannot, as much as we have principles that we see and that people, lay down and we try to follow, sometimes, you look at, because I have had to, consult with behavioral therapists over the course of my parenting, which is, just a humble 7 years, right? And they'll give me tips and stuff like that. And then I try it out with my son. And sometimes I see that, this is not working, right? So today we're going to look at this support that we're going to find under two meme categories, these two meme categories, right? So this first meme, right? You can see where you say, somebody maybe when she was single, looking at another parent, judging the parent and saying, me. Who lets our kids go out like that? That's before you had children. And then it's your own turn to be a parent. You now say, oh yeah, we are so late, get in the car. Your child is also wearing the costume, right? So you think that there are some things that I will just never do as when I become a parent. You're only saying it because you're not a parent yet. And then you would, on the other side, on the other categories, you see when another parent says, my kids will never do that. You're like, you're looking at, and also you're also judging the other people that say, my kids will never do that. So we're going to look at these things, this support that we're talking about for parenting in just two categories. And in the words of, of a wise 10-year-old boy, now person will never born, nice be the work pass. So people that have not given birth, their mouth is very sweet to raise children until you are deeply inside it. Yeah, we've all been there. Trust me. I know. So let's look at the first category, right? You say to yourself most of the time when you are in it, you will say, they didn't tell me this is how it will be. Especially when you first become a first parent, right? You'll be like, is this what my mother went through? She did not tell me. Or you have friends that already have older children and you'll be like, nah, so the thing they be. In your own mind, you're like, I think it was this hard. But the truth is that they told you. They told you. Because when you are pregnant, you have that friend that is older that has maybe toddler and I'm saying, enjoy this your pregnancy now before this child comes. But did you listen? No answer in the comment. Did you listen when they told you? Because you do not understand that there's something coming in front that is called sleeplessness. There's something coming in the front that is called a child that will be dragging your breast at 2 a.m. in the morning. So you're not knowing, but they told you, but you did not hear. You did not hear. So after everything is said and done, and you're in the middle, you'll be looking at it and saying, they did not tell me how this is how it should be. They did not tell me this is how it should be. I don't understand when they were telling me. So if you find yourself in this category, especially when you see that you have seen that I use mouth to parent when I was single, but I'm here in the middle of it. I want us to first give ourselves empathy and to give ourselves grace. Because yes, we did not know that this is what was coming because we didn't fully understand. But it's important that we give ourselves empathy and grace. And so we're going to talk about some of the conventional support systems that we have, right? Some of the conventional support systems, we're well aware of this, right? And I'm not going to bore you with like this or going through all of these details because, we have our parents and our parent-in-laws, right? Once there's cordial relationship and there is, when there's cordial relationship and there's love in between, because we understand that there are some toxic ones, right? But when you have this love and you have this cordial relationship with your parents-in-laws, they are support systems that you can lean towards. You're not just leaning towards them to come and help you carry the baby or take care of the baby or mugo. You can also lean in towards their expertise. I know that some of their expertise can be outdated sometimes, but you have to understand that they said the thing that the adults we see when he's sitting down, even if the child he should climb up the palm tree, he's not gonna see it. So there's value in their experience, and we can lean into that for support. Plus the fact that, once you're available, you can call them for them to be there physically to help you, right? Lean into those supports. Don't feel like you are too big for the help. I know it's not about us feeling too big. It's about us feeling like, I don't want to ask for help. Does it not make me feel less than a mother? Does it not make me feel like they find child, right? So lean into their help from when you give birth to whenever they can be available, because we have to also understand that our parents are growing older, right? So, but till whenever they can be available. And our friends, married or not married, let's lean into our friends for support. And the kind of support we are leaning to them for is mostly our psychological support, because you get into this bubble of being a parent, you get into this bubble of being mommy to somebody, then you forget that you actually have friends. So if you married as young as I did, I married at 25 and I gave birth to my first child at 28. A majority of my friends at the time didn't have children. And I made the mistake of, leaving my friends behind. Well, they left me. How will I put it? You never know how it happens, right? But you just find that you are friendless and you are only husband. I know that's not the reality for everybody, but majority of people, that's what you find, right? And that's your reality. You can put in the comments as well, because the truth is that we forget that we were persons, we were people before we became mothers. And because you feel like, you just feel it in your mind that, oh, my friends might not understand. But it's not just about them understanding. But if you tell somebody, whoever it is, that, my baby did not sleep in the night, I am so tired, everybody understands tired. Everybody understands that you're tired. And only that pele sometimes is enough. That pele that they will use to support you, they might not be there. They might not come. They might not ensure that you try and keep your friends. If I was going to turn back the hands of time, that's something that I wouldn't have let go. Yes, my friends eventually became mothers at maybe when we became 30 or, as such. But I mean, my own child was already how old at the time. And it's like, yeah, there's just that disconnect. So try as much as you can to keep your friendships alive, or make new mommy friends, right? Lean into those friendships and friends that have gone ahead of you. Those ones that you did not listen to that time when they are toddlers and you have not married that time, or you are just pregnant, they were telling you you're rest. Those people, lean into them for support as well, because they have gone ahead of you. They know exactly what's coming. And the truth is that the journey is the same. To be honest, the journey is the same in terms of experience. You're going to experience the toddler phase. You're going to experience the young child phase. You're going to experience before teenage years. You're going to experience the teenagers. The reality will be different, but the stages are the same. Because when I speak to my friends that have maybe 7-year-olds, like I do have 7-year-olds, and I'm talking about what I'm complaining about my child, people are like, it's only me, right? But then imagine somebody that's gone ahead of you. Now, when they're telling you this time around, you now listen and take it and say, okay, I understand what you're saying. I'm going to, watch out for this. Because I had friends that, they hadn't given birth when I'd given birth. I was talking my own. And they're like, later they answer to me, I don't know that this is what you are saying. No, this is what I'm saying. No, be hearing it as I'm saying it. So friends that have gone ahead of you, friends that are in your season, even your friends that you have loved from secondary school, keep in touch with them and lean into their support. And this is not just physical, it's also psychological, because you need those support at the end of the day, because it's those voices in your head that's telling you, oh, because your baby fell down, you're not good enough. Trust me, my baby fell down at maybe 3 months or something ridiculous like that. So, it was just there, right? So trusted online resources, and I'm glad that you are in this community of with the ANC midwife community, right? Find trusted communities. They are amazing online resources now. They were not a lot before, but they are now in abundance. So please lean into those communities and listen to the wealth of experience, programs like this where people come and share their experiences as well. This is support, because knowing that you're not alone in the journey is also something that helps our mind. It's also something that helps us. And when we are now talking about physical support, right, then we can start talking about domestic help. Domestic help, you know, and I don't know, I don't know how to say it to the people that will just not want to get help. I don't know how else to speak the English. I don't know how else to speak the English to make them know that you need help. You need the help. If you can afford it, please get the help, please. Because I don't know why. I don't know. Me in my life, I don't like suffer hate. And this motherhood journey and parenting, it is so hard, because you are not just only in charge of your children. Trust me, I homeschool my children, so we're literally in each other's faces 98% of the time, right? So, but there's still house chores, right? Waiting. There is everything, every cooking, market, is waiting. So please don't kill yourself by yourself. If you can't afford help, please do get help. Physically, like, get help, so that we cannot, we just need it, right? So that's a very good physical support. The neighbors, right? I know we're not in the age where we know our neighbors, but if it's safe, they are good support systems, as much as it's not the conventional, right now, because, life has gone, and I understand that, not everybody is as nice as they used to be when we were growing up, right? But if you can find good neighbors, there are also good physical support systems for those times where, oh, hey, I quickly need to get this. And I'm like, oh, you can stay here. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. So those are conventional support systems that you can take advantage of. Which of these conventional support systems are you using? I'm seeing some people in the comments saying there are some people that doesn't want to get help. Someone say, I'm one of them. You're one of them, you need to change today. You need to, is our speaker. You need to change today, please. You need to change, because we need to also, see, I'm a stay-at-home mom, yes, but I have help. Yes, I have help. I'm proudly so, because I cannot kill myself. Because I told my husband, I'm like, I'm homeschooling the kids. I'm here. I cannot do this as well. No, it's not possible. I can't be cleaning and we tried. I almost died. So please, let's continue. Okay, so which of these helps have you used? Or conventional support systems do you use? Put it in the comments. Let me be reading. Let me be knowing that we are here together. Let me know that we are here together. So the next meme we're looking at, right? The next meme we're looking at is this other meme. And yes, I said that you are a parent, and this is the other side. When others says, my kids will never do that, you have to understand too that you can be that person that says, my kids will never do this. My kids will never do XYZ, XYZ. Because yes, they'll say, they will laugh at you. That's the truth. They'll laugh at you that you're saying that there can never be toys in my house. In my own house, there can never be toys lying around. They'll say, wait till you experience it. But you can be that if that is what you want. So I don't want us to throw the baby out with the bathwater. As much as it is conventional to laugh at people that say that, because if you feel that, oh, you never see now, that's why. But if you are the single person and you're looking into somebody else and saying, my kid will never do that, it also doesn't have to be that way, right? Your kid does not have to go out in the costume. It all takes determination and hard work. That's the truth. It takes you being intentional, you being determined, and you being hardworking about it. It is possible, absolutely possible, I must tell you, so that we are not looking at these other people and saying and feeling like, oh, their experience or what they want is invaluable. It is valuable. And I'll give you an example with my second child, because I made mistakes when I had my first child, right? And I determined that by the time I was giving birth to another child, and this was even before I got pregnant with my second child, I have a blog post right there on my blog where I wrote down all the things I wasn't going to allow for my second child. If they say, when you say, I'm that parent, they say, my child will never watch TV, they will laugh at you. They'll say, wait now. So when child is disturbing, you just throw them cocomelon, they'll be all right. Or you give them Miss Rachel, they'll be all right. But you can be the parent that is determined and saying that I don't want to do this. So can we go to the next slide, please? So I'm going to show you my own list though. My own list of the things I said I wasn't going to do. I said I wasn't going to give my child TV very early, like even till 2 years old, and I did. I was going to sleep train my child earlier. I was going to get a high chair. I was going to start homeschooling earlier. I said I might, and I said might because I was not sure. I said I might breastfeed a little after 12 months, enjoy the newborn phase more, and I said I was not going to co-sleep, and that was the end of. And I did not do these things on the list because I was determined that I was not going to do it, right? So if you're on the other end where you find yourself doing these things, you will give yourself empathy and grace, right? We've talked about that. But if you are determined and saying that, no, I must follow this through, know that there's space for you as well, because it is possible. Your intentionality, your hard work, and your determination is what is going to get you through all these things that you think in your mind and say, my kid would not do that, right? So unconventional support systems for you are we've talked about our first part giving us what support is, right? Because we are on a parenting journey. We are trying to groom our children into who they are going to be. Parenting is not, I'm about to say something like this, like the first time I'm going to say, but parenting is not motherhood, right? Parenting is not motherhood. And I know the thought in my head is formed, right? But parenting is not motherhood. So parenting is you grooming the child into what they want to become or what they are going to become, right? And so unconventional support systems that you need, systems you put your children in, whatever system that they are, that you put them in, think the crèche they are going to, think the church you're going to, think the society you live in, think about anything that that is like a system, your home. Think about that. What system is in your home, right? What system is in your church? What system? Because these are the things your children are going to see. These are the things they're going to interact with. These are the things that they're going to emulate, right? If you're in Nigeria, how your children will grow up will be different if they're in the UK. They're in the UK system, they're in the Nigerian system. What system are you bringing your children in? That's a support system for you. They're either going to be supporting you into grooming the child you want, or the system is probably not supporting you. Or how can you ensure that this system that I've put my child in, this crèche I've put my child in, the value system that they hold is supporting what I want for my child? How can I ensure that this church that I'm going, the value system, the things that they do, how they do things, how does it support what I want my child to be, right? The mindset around them, the people around them, how they think, what they think, how they think is very, very important, because these are the mindsets you're going to interact with. Your mindset as well. What's your mindset as a parent? As the parent, what is your mindset about different topics, diverse topics? You have to question those. You have to put them together. You have to deliberately outline what your mindset will be, because coming from a place of what you want your mindset of your child to be. For example, if you want your child to have an abundance mindset, for example, to not be thinking that, oh, every time it's like no money, no money, no money. You're going to be deliberate about how you speak to them about when they ask you for things, right? Your reason for saying that you're not giving them something is because you're saying, you just say, oh, no money. I don't have money. Mom doesn't have. I've said, even me, I've said that thing so many times. My son said, one day he said, mommy doesn't always have money. I say, eh? because I don't want to give you my money, I have to start changing what I was saying to him. Right? I started telling him, that I have money, but I'm not giving you. I can't use my money to be buying you toys all the time. And he started understanding that we bought you toys. What have you done with that? So I started changing his mindset. So the mindsets around your children, it's important. The words you speak, your actions, these are your support system in growing this child and bringing them into what you become, and your experiences. The experiences that you bring them into. What experiences are you exposing your children to? Because these are the things, again, that you bring, help you bring up your children. So you have to, they're either supporting you or they're bringing down what you are doing. So how to get the help? Ask for it. Ask for the help. Because again, we are talking to parents, if you're talking to this, you're talking to that. Ask for it. Create it by paying for it. Create the experience you want for your children. Create it by moving abroad if that's what you want. Create it. Create those support systems for the child you are growing. Research. Do a lot of research. There's abundance of research that you can do. If you want to learn about anything, what you want your child to be, you research about it, and be determined as a parent. You have to be determined. You cannot be blowing from wind here. Wind is blowing here today, you go. They say screen time is good, you go. They say screen time is not good, you go. They say this one is this, you go. They say you have to be resolute in whatever you want for your child and be dogged about it. Right? And in my conclusion, I'm going to say this. Be kind to yourself and to your kids, especially when you know that the things that you said you want to do, you never do. You find yourself doing them. Be kind to yourself and to your children. Give yourself grace when you fail, and stay wicked. And I'm saying stay wicked because if you are determined, someone says, how did I do it for 2 years? It's because I stayed wicked. If I don't stay wicked, my children will be having screen time every single time because they'll be asking me every single time. They ask me every single time, but now I'm the wicked mother. Yes, I am the wicked mother because stay wicked, be determined, be dogged in your approach, and enjoy your journey, your parenting journey. Thank you so much for having me. I hope this session was valuable to you, and I enjoyed sharing with you guys as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just smiling all through. Like, we all been there. I remember when I was still single, and there's this my auntie, she lives in the neighborhood. And I got to her house, I was like, this isn't a doctor. Why is her house this clumsy? And she has money now. She's this now. I remember, and I'm like, she can't even tidy up her house. However, it was until later I now realized that I'm so sorry. I just said in my mind, like, I had to apologize to myself. Like, thank you for just opening up. I know there were things that stood out for me, question rules. I think most of the time we, as mothers, we forget so many things that we forget to question rules because we are overwhelmed. You're the one taking care of the house. So you just follow. And then you are just talking to a random person. And the person just say, I want my own child, I'll just give them cocoa melon. Let me have my space. And you're not questioning everything. And that was really, really, insightful. Ask for help. Mothers, super women, macho women, they always tell us you have to be strong. Please ask for help. Oh, you have heard it today. Ask for help. Closed mouth is a closed destiny. And then stay wicked. That one. I'm not even. It's so weird, but really, our mother actually wanted us everyone. So I'm going to be having a short our community. This is antenatal care and active community and sports care. Like, initially it was supposed to be medical care. Group actually transited to so the link to the group will be shared in the chat box, and we've transited to we have a lot of mom. I joined the community when I was pregnant and I have given birth. I'm still there. You see somebody messaging, my baby is this at 1 a.m. and somebody is responding. Somebody is actually, saying, sorry, oh, my baby too had this. it will go. It's nothing. Just try and do these sponge bars, do this, and then there's just that support, that feel, and it's so amazing. So if you are here, you are not joined our community, what are you waiting for? Enter the chat box and go through the link and join. Invite people. If you know anybody that is just getting married, planning to get married, we also have singles in the community. So it's not just married people or moms or two. And some people, they've done one, they will still want to do another one. The community, and we also have lectures. We take them through. We have certified and licensed midwives, that will help you through the journey. So you don't have to, like, one of the things that our first and second speaker have already mentioned is that ask for help. Now things have changed. Leverage on online community and ask for help. And we've seen such amazing, like, people don't even know what to do. Most mothers are clueless and they don't know. I know when you put out all these kind of programs, they don't want to attend. But kudos to everybody that is here today. Yeah, it's a game changer for you. Your mind is already shifting. You're already changing that. So we're going to be moving on to our next speaker. Sorry, let me just get that.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay. Thelma is here, and I'm just trying to. Can you please share a bio so that we could just run through it? Hey, see glowing mama. Hey God. She off the camera. So Thelma is the founder of the Mindful Moms community, a nurturing community dedicated to empowering mothers in their journey of self-discovery, personal growth, and essential self-care practices. As a passionate advocate for women's well-being and personal fulfillment, she has created a platform that addresses the unique challenges faced by modern moms as individuals beyond their caregiving roles. Her focus is on empowering mothers to prioritize their own needs, dreams, and personal growth while navigating the complexities of motherhood. Drawing from her own experience balancing motherhood, family, career, and entrepreneurship, Thelma champions the importance of mindfulness and self-care given in navigating life's demand. Through the Mindful Moms, she provides resources, support, and guidance to help mothers prioritize their well-being without sacrificing their other responsibilities. Thelma shares practical insights on making wellness a daily habit, building supportive community, and the life-changing impact of self-care. So let's welcome the advocate of self-care, the soft life.
Yeah.
Soft life is not expensive. So Thelma, over to you. Welcome on board.
Thank you so much, Alani. I don't know if you guys can see me, but my life okay, so my life right now is kind of an organized chaos. But I'll leave the camera on. But if my network mess up again, I might have to turn it off. Do you guys see? Yeah, so good evening, moms, and good evening, moms to be. I'm so happy to be here. Anybody that knows me knows that I am the advocate of self-care, and I'm an advocate for soft life for moms. Yeah? So, Nani, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and loud and clear. It's just that I cannot see you, and you said your network is fine.
Yeah, so I guess it's the network. Okay, so we're just going to dive right in, right? And try to understand the importance of self-care. Because we usually think, oh, pregnancy is tough and all that, but the fourth trimester is really is very challenging, from dealing with a baby that only cries and eats, and even when they're crying, you don't even know what the problem is, to now getting when they're able to talk, you cannot even You can't even, so like, it's just, motherhood is so complicated. But I can assure everybody that when God designed this thing called motherhood, right, it wasn't designed for us to suffer. So there is no reason why as mothers we can't go after everything we want in life. Yeah. And I need to mention that support comes in so many different forms. So before you can even say, oh, okay, I need support, you need to identify the sort of the kind of support that you require. Do you require physical support, which ranges from changing of the diaper to cooking to cleaning to running general errands for the house? Do you require emotional support that prevents you from going into postpartum depression or anxiety or things like that? Or just having a friend to call to that, okay, I just want to rant. Let me just rant to this, my friend. Or is it practical support? Which one? You need to identify which one it is, like feeling guilty about delegating tasks or whatever. You need to understand that motherhood is not a journey that was made to be done just by yourself. It isn't. So we should always learn to ask for help, seek support whenever we can. Now I'm going to tell you how you can maximize available help that you have. And the thing is, you need to start, but don't wait until somebody will ask, oh, Thelma or Tolani, do you need help? No, there are people around you that just need you to say, oh, I need help. I'll give you an example. After I had my first child, I knew that, oh, this thing is not even for you. And then we moved into a bigger place. And I didn't want a situation where somebody will be telling me, oh, Kiki fell down because I was sweeping. I didn't want that. So I now said, okay, let me get another maid to join. But then, how is it that me, I'm a working mom, and then I have 2 nannies? Why is it that I'll wake up, rush to the gym, rush back, drop the children at school, make their food, go to the market, come back home? I was doing so many different things. And then the people that I employed to make my life easy, they were there getting fat and eating. There's nothing wrong in getting fat, but I just found that they weren't even doing anything. And I was always breaking down weekend after weekend after weekend. Work was kicking my butt. The house, everything about the house was kicking my butt. It's coming. Everything around the house was kicking my butt, and it wasn't funny. I decided, I don't know, I just spoke to a friend. I said, why is it that I'm always breaking down every single time? And she said, I think you just like to do things by yourself. You need to learn to delegate. And that was literally the beginning of my soft life as a mom. I make sure everything is organized for everybody in the house, and the house literally runs on auto. It's only when something happens, when something breaks down, I come in and I see how to fix it. So you need to learn to ask for help. If you have family, if you have friends around you, ready to support you, create a schedule around these things, right? And see how you can maximize whatever support you're getting. Everybody is willing to provide to you. And even as people are supporting you, you also try to support people. And I want us to get rid of this mentality of, oh, superwoman, super mom. No, even superheroes, they need sleep. You are a human being. Because somebody is calling you super mom, it doesn't now mean that, okay,
You're mute now. We can hear you, Thelma.
okay, sorry. I was saying we need to try to get rid of this superwoman and super mom mentality. If you keep doing the chores by yourself, you're going to the market by yourself, you're only going to break down. And we all know by now that God forbid something happens to you, my dear sister, everybody will move on. Everybody will move on. You don't want to turn to the one that, oh, they remember once in a year. And the reason why you're being remembered once in a year is because you had help, you had all the resources to seek help, and you just never took the opportunity to seek the help. A lot of us will say, oh, my partner is not supportive. Guess what? Your partner might not be supportive because you are putting forward the notion that, yes, I'm a superwoman, I can do everything. You iron his clothes, you do this, you do. I'm not saying don't help your husband, but be reasonable. Understand that you are also a person. a person that needs help. Now let's dive into a few ways in which I think it will be good for you to be able to build a network. You have family, you have friends. See, marriage is not the end all of it too. You need people, you need relationships, you need to nurture relationships. I'm not telling you to nurture relationships just because, oh, somebody where I can go and be dropping my children. No, life doesn't work like that. Create genuine connections, bond with people that you have the same values, people that, yes, at the end of the day, I trust this person. I can drop my children there. And again, before you even say, oh, let me drop my children somewhere, you need to be sure. Because these days, people are moving mad with the way they are using children all over the place. When we were growing up, it was probably only girls they were abusing. But you hear stupid stories. I'm sorry to use that word, but you hear stories of boys being raped. So as much as I encourage you to build friendships and build relationships with your family members, please also be wary of the kind of people we are building this relationship. Be sure that you trust these people. If it is a nanny that you are going to get and you can't afford to put cameras all around your house, no problem. Look for one in the house where you put that camera. You tell the nanny, this thing, don't leave this particular room. And you are the only one that knows the reason why. Again, building your support network. There are a lot of parenting groups, local and online. Find people that have like minds with you and see how you can join these people, and you see how your life will be easier. You think you're the only one going through this craziness, this challenging motherhood. No. If you look at it, a lot of us, we are going through similar experiences. It just comes in different ways and different forms. Seek professional help if you want to. A lot of people suffer from postpartum depression. We have passed the age and the time where people are ashamed to speak up just because, oh, I don't want to be seen as that I'm going to therapy. No, who cares? The point is, if your emotional and your mental health are okay, you'll be amazed at how life will be so sweet for you. There are many, many, many communities online that you can join. Look for the one that, okay, for me, I have a community called Mindful Moms. And as much as I love everybody's children, my priority is you as a mother. What are you doing for yourself as a mother? Personal goals do you have that you need the drive? A community where you drive each other. If it is the AT community you're trying to conceive, or you need pointers on how to navigate a certain stage in motherhood, look for the community that is going to provide that for you and join. And don't just join and be the backbencher and wake up one day and think you will just say something no, build, and it's part of it, build genuine connections. Yeah. Now, to the topic that I can spend talking about, incorporating self-care in postpartum. And I'll start by telling you guys what self-care means. Self-care is basically the practice of taking deliberate or intentional actions to improve and maintain your physical, your mental, and emotional well-being. Don't let anybody ever tell you self-care is a narcissistic behavior or self-care is selfish. No, you were somebody before you became a mother. You need to, if you did not take care of yourself, right, before you had a child, will your husband, will you see you to marry? So the same way you took care of yourself prior to being married, prior to being a mother, it should even be better, self. Should be the same way you start to take care of yourself. Self-care is not necessary. It is not selfish, sorry. It is absolutely necessary. And a lot of people have this misconception that, oh, I don't want to spend money, oh, this self-care. No. Do you know that self-care can be as simple as taking a deep breath? How much will you pay? Does God charge us for breathing? This air that is here, is it not free? Before I go too deep, right, I want to just mention the different kind of self-care so that we can actually have a better understanding. There's physical health self-care, things like rest, things like sleep, nutrition, exercise. You say you are fat, yes, no problem. What are you doing about it? You go into the gym. The act of you going into that gym, or the act of you taking a walk, or the act of you standing in front of the TV to do a dance that will contribute to your weight loss, it's self-care. Remember, self-care is doing anything that will maintain or improve your physical, emotional, or mental well-being. So it is self-care. Self-care can also be spiritual. You discover you're not as close to God as you were, and you want to improve it. Self-care can even be professional. You discover that you've been stuck in a space for too long and you want to move. The process of you now starting to look for certifications, maybe project management, ACCA, ICANN, that process of you doing that is also self-care. Self-care is anything you want it to be. There's always this example I will continue to give, right? Look at men, look at our husbands. When they close from work, some of them at least, they will go to beer parlor, sit down, drink beer and eat fish. What do you think happens to them when they finish that thing? Don't you think that they feel rested, their mental well-being is okay? They are back to being normal. Now they can come back home and start to deal with the shouting and the crying from the wife and the children. So if that can be somebody's self-care, why can't your own self-care be sleeping? I'll give you an example. My life, like I said, currently is an organized chaos. I knew I was supposed to travel on Friday. So since Monday, I've been preparing, and literally running on no sleep for about 3 days. We took flights. My daughter, I just feel like my daughter knows when we're traveling, and then she will now start to take advantage of the whole situation. We got in last night, and she was just crying. All I wanted to do was sleep, right? She was just crying. I didn't know what the problem was. And I just went and I sat in the corner in the room. I just left her on the bed because I didn't know what to do again. Would you believe that the solution to that simple problem, all I needed was just to sleep? If I had slept, if I was running on my normal 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and that happened, I will probably be fine, because everything that she had been doing is not different from the regular thing that she did that day. But I was frustrated. I was just thinking, I say, if I handle this girl, if I beat this girl, that's why I just went to one corner and I sat down. But look at me, when I was able to sleep, I woke up this morning and I felt rested. I felt rejuvenated. It felt like it was a new me. So my sisters, self-care is anything you want it to be. If you need to pursue a goal, that is your self-care. If it is mental, things like affirmation.
We can no longer hear you, Thelma.
Hi, Thelma, can you hear us? We can hear you. I think it's the network.
Yeah. So,
And we were enjoying it though. Oh my goodness.
mother's in the house. Cannot do it alone. I don't know. I think it's just been passed down from when we're young, like having to do a lot of things on our own, holding the home together. They'll tell you, as in, like, it's a woman's world. A woman is the one that owns the home. You have to take care of your child. Your child has to look fine. Some people even say, if you want to know a mother that is doing a good job, you see their children, that the mother can wear anything, but their children must look fine. I think those era have gone. And I think the era that we are now is the fact that we have to leverage on each other. Let's leverage on each other. Yes, of course, people will always be people. You just have to be discerning and be mindful. And at the same time, you still have to be vulnerable. Along the way, you get hurt and you will learn. And then you package yourself again and then you keep moving. Let's not. Okay, she's back.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yes, we can now.
So this is really but self-care is easy, is as simple as journaling. sitting down, writing down your thoughts about how you feel, it makes a huge difference. So I'm just going to end this thing by saying, reach out to people, build your village, ask for help if you need to. With the right support, I promise you that you will thrive in motherhood. Motherhood, again, does not mean that you cannot go after your goals. Yeah, I'm sure you're a go-getter. There are many things you want to do. Don't let it stop you. Like Tomilola said, I don't know why somebody cannot have help, because me, I can't do it. I'm not a patient person normally. But if you feel like you need the help, get the help. Stop trying to put up a front to your husband that, oh, I'm superwoman. He has married you. Stop trying to prove anything to anybody. You're already there. You are the CEO of your home. If you feel like you require the help, get the help, so that your mental and emotional well-being will be better. So in conclusion, please, let's continue to empower and uplift each other as we embrace the beautiful and complex journey of motherhood. Thank you so much, guys. It was really a pleasure being here.
Thank you, Thelma. Yay! That was, like I was saying, that was Thelma. Like a mindful community, and the way we break down those self-care, it could be as just saying that, oh, I just want to post consistently, or I just want to take a course, or I just want, as in something. Self-care is not, don't be fooled by the gram or by social media. Self-care is more than just, going for spa dates, and it could just be as small as achieving your to-do list for the whole day. Like, today I want to cook, today I want to do this course, I want to listen to my lecture notes, today I want to go to market, today I want to make my hair, and it's just that. So we're going to be going into for our next speaker. Mary, are you there? Our next speaker, Mrs. Nkiru Arinze. She's a lawyer, a practicing lawyer, a content creator, a mom of 2, and a wife. She's going to be sharing from her wealth of experience how she's been able to manage all of this and still thrive. So, Nkiru, over to you. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
I can hear you.
Good evening, everybody. So to start my session, before I start, I will say, I don't clean, I don't wash, I only take care of my man. so I am the queen
Like
of
that.
self-care, the queen of taking care of myself. I pick myself every day I wake up. I choose myself every second of the day, and it has been working for me. Some people are maternal. People are born maternal. I am not born maternal. When I got married and started having kids, my sisters and my mom were all worried. How will she cope? This one, I don't like children. I stay away from them. I don't want stress, all those things. But as one of the speakers said, it's about intentionality. And I have been intentional throughout this, my journey of motherhood. So when Shomi told me that my own is about pregnancy, maximizing help in pregnancy, I laughed because I can also really, 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 really resonate with that particular topic. My pregnancy is a very difficult one. 2 pregnancies, the same thing. I have hyperemesis gravidarum. I have excess nausea, vomiting, and weakness in pregnancy. I literally am on bed rest from when I find I'm pregnant till the 5th month of my pregnancy. Bed rest. I am on injection, I am on fluids, I can't hold down water, I can't hold down spit, nothing. So my first pregnancy, when I took in, my husband was like, okay, we can manage. I was like, yeah, I can manage, don't worry. I'm blessed. I have other sisters. I'm the 5th child in a family of 10, nine girls and a boy. So I have a lot of sisters and I have a lot of them already. So the thing I just have to do is ask. Just ask and the help will come. My mom will always say in Igbo, Oya Jujua de Fozo. Person that asks questions does not miss the road. When you don't ask questions, that's when you get missing. And I realized that in this thing called motherhood, it is important to ask questions. It is important to ask for help. Now, I got pregnant in 2021 and I felt sick, extremely sick. I couldn't hold on anything. I was just always lying down on the floor, vomiting, puking my guts off, and sin and every other thing. Anything that comes to weakness, that was me. One faithful day, I was forming hard girl. I can manage. I'll be at home. I try and cook for my husband. Try and make sure the house is neat. Try and make sure everything is kept well. And I was working. And one day, my husband said, "Babe, this pregnancy is going to kill you. Let's go and have an abortion and wait for another one. Maybe something is wrong with this pregnancy." At that point, a voice in my head just said, "Just go to your sister's house." I was trying to be strong for a man that was also paying for me, that cannot cook, that cannot clean, that cannot do anything. So we are both handicapped. So I told him, pack my bag, and take me to my sister's house, because one day I might be here, you just drag me and go and remove my baby. And he took me to my sister's house. I was just there lying down, being fed by force. And there's something about when you're pregnant, you can't eat your food, you can't stand the smell, you can't do all these things. But when somebody serves you, you try, even if you eat, even if you vomit, at least something small will be left in your stomach, something little for the baby to take. And I had to maximize the help I was able to get. I had to utilize the help I was going to get. I had friends. Now, someone of the speakers said she lost her friends. I agree to that. You lose friends. But I learned from my sister's experience, because they say experience is the best teacher. But what we miss is that some of us wait for us to experience it before we learn. Sometimes we have to learn from the experience of others. It must happen to us. My sister lost most of her friends after marriage, and I told myself I would not do that. But I handpicked the ones I know that will be important to me, the ones I know that can actually help me, the ones I know that can help me. I handpicked those people and I kept them to myself. I kept them close to myself. In order to be helped, you have to help. In order to receive, you have to give. It's a two-way traffic. You can't be selfish and say, "Oh, I want to keep getting help," right? You're not going to give anybody help. So I was extremely sick and I had to move to my sister's. I moved into my sister's. I was there for the next 5 months. I was always in bed, taking injections every Friday to be able to retain food and water. Every Friday. If I take that injection Friday, I would stay Saturday, Sunday. By Monday, the drug has still wearing off. It's wearing off. It's wearing off. And then by the next Friday, I am already back to status quo. Weakness, tired, and I am always, always sickly. Now, if you don't utilize the help you get, that will be your downfall. And I'm not saying this minding any words. Women have died because they refuse to accept help. We've lost a lot of mothers. We lost a lot of loved ones because they refuse to ask for help. When you don't ask for help, it will kill you. The stress will kill you because you have your own life. Remember, I had a full-time job. I had a full-time job as a lawyer, working for a law firm that is a private sector. I didn't care that you are pregnant and you are sick. But I told myself, if I die, tomorrow, this man will employ somebody else. So on the days I was too tired to stand up, I said, I am staying at home. I'll just call my boss and say, I am sick. I cannot make it. I am staying at home. I was not saying, please, can I stay? I am sick. I am down. I cannot come. Highest is you fire me, Abby. But God, my life is more important. And that's one thing we mothers miss. We say, oh, our children. If I leave now, my children will suffer. But God forbid something happens to you. Those children will also move on. And as one of the speakers said, they will remember you once a year. Once a year, your anniversary. Death anniversary, not even your birthday. We forget your birthday. We don't want to be those mothers. We don't want to be those people. I have been a strong advocate of soft life, a strong advocate of enjoy yourself, especially when you have health, when you have good health. So my sisters helped me. They held my hands throughout the 9 months of pregnancy. They were feeding me. I told them, see, I cannot cook. I cannot cook. Please, on Saturdays, cook and send to my house. I utilized the help I was able to get. I used it to the full, as in to the highest number. I didn't say, oh, let me not be a burden. Be a burden. Be a burden. However, if they are ready to burden you, be ready to accept the burden too. Don't be the one that somebody will say, oh, when it was my turn, I did everything for you, but now it's time for you to help me. You cannot help me. No. be receptive. You have my mother trained us in a way that she knows she had 9 girls. She would say, number 1 and 2, you are keeping each other. Number 3 and 4, you are keeping each other. Number 4 and 5, like that. She paired everybody. You have a partner. So if NK is pregnant, Onye knows that she has to be there for NK because NK is her twin and NK is pregnant. If Aku is pregnant, NK knows that NK has to be there. NK is older than Aku, and she has to show off Aku because Aku is pregnant. She's the Aku's keeper. So even if as she did that for us, I advise most of my friends to do that for themselves. Have an accountability partner in this thing called motherhood. Because if you don't have an accountability partner, you get swollen and get sucked up in the whole stress of motherhood. Motherhood is so tasking and not just activity, not just physically tasking, mind-blogging. Like you see yourself losing your mind. People have gone mad. And you said this is a postpartum depression. Say, oh, this person ran mad after she had the baby. They didn't know that it was postpartum depression. They didn't know she was depressed. She was down. People say, don't tell others what they are going through. So they'll not laugh at you. Keep it to yourself. Nobody has survived keeping it to themselves. Nobody has survived keeping it to themselves. You need to open up your mind and be an open book to other mothers. So other mothers can also open up to you and you people can be your checkmates, help each other. When I had my first pregnancy and all those things happened, I gave birth and everything was okay. I was juggling motherhood. My husband said, I don't want any living help. Nobody can live with me. And I knew that I will not do that. I will not do that. I said, no problem at all. I didn't argue with him. But it also comes as women, we don't know the power we have. Utilize the power you have. You have a strong power. All these men are babies. We control them, but we don't know that. I told him, no problem at all. You don't want to live in your place. Fine. You like your comfort. I understand. My mom finished Omogo and left. My husband, my mother-in-law left. It was just the both of us. You come back from work, there's no food. Why? I'm also coming back from work. I'm also hungry, no food. What are you going to eat? Maybe you can buy fish or drink bread and tea. I don't know what to do. I'm tired. And sometimes he comes back, he finds me on the bed. I'm crying. What is? I'm so stressed. I'm going mad. By himself, with his hand and his power, he told me, babe, let's get the help. I did not beg anybody. He told me, let's get help. You are losing it and it's not good for you. It's not every time you'll be arguing. Use your power as a woman. That's your soft part. Use it. Utilize it. Men don't like to see their women down because if they are down, who will run the home? We forget our power as women. No man wants to clean. No man wants to cook. No man wants to look after children. No man wants to do that. So if they see you are losing it, they will be able to succumb and say, okay, let us fix this. Let me fix this before this woman goes down completely and she will leave all this work for me. Women, travel. Enjoy yourself, because if you don't enjoy yourself, someone else will enjoy you for you. After you are done with the work, pregnancy and all, somebody else will come and balance in your home and run the show, and you'll be somewhere dead or mad because we underestimate this postpartum depression. When I had my second child, I went through the toughest labor I've ever gone through, and for the past 5 months, my second son is 5 months now. Every time I remember my labor story, I start crying. And when I spoke to a therapist, he told me, you are handling it the best way you can, because if you're not crying, if you're not speaking about it, if you've not been able to get and maximize the help you are supposed to, you would have been depressed by now, because that thing, it did something to your brain. It did something to your brain. It stressed you so much that you don't believe that you went through that. Same thing with my pregnancies. I was like, is this how I'm going to be for the next 9 months? I can't eat. If I eat heartburn, if I eat, I vomit. Every morning I wake up to brush, I must throw up. My second pregnant, the moment I took him, my husband by himself, for himself, called his mother and said, NK is pregnant, you have to come to the house. Because she cannot take care of the firstborn, myself, and run the home. And I had the help. But I told him, I don't want to do anything. I want to wake up and be on that bed and just stay there. So I utilized the help I could get. If your mom is alive and she can come, let her show up. If your mother-in-law is alive and she can come, let her show up. I know that because the person is not your mother, you'll be finding it difficult. I cannot send the person. Send them. Send them. Highest they can do is talk behind your back. Send them. Because when you don't use that help, oh my God, you'll be the one that will suffer it. My mother-in-law came when I was playing my second son, and she stayed with me I took him in June. She was with me from June till I gave birth in February. I was doing literally nothing. I utilized the help I was able to get. On some days, she's carrying face for me, but as you carry face, I carry face too. But are you doing what I brought you here to do? Yes, you are doing it. I move on. I have work to do. I'm going to do the work I have to do because I have somebody that will take care of my son. And let me take care of the pregnancy I'm carrying. Let me take care of the pregnancy. Let her take care of let her run the home. She was cooking. She was making sure my girl was cleaning. All I did was be in my room, put off the light, sleep, rest. Because pregnancy is difficult. But you see that 4th trimester, it is the most difficult part of motherhood. And those children will be with you for a very long time. It go tell before they come out your house. So you say, I will rest when the child is 1 year. Olo. I will rest when the child is 2. Olo. 2, 3. You start teaching them at home. They will grow that they have to start learning. You start teaching them. So as a mother, we are everything. We are everything. And amidst all this, you are praying for your family to move to the next permanent site. You're praying for your husband. You are carrying your family on your head. If you don't rest, you will lose it. These are things our mothers did not tell us. These are things our mother failed to educate us. They failed woefully. All they said was get married and start having children. Get married and start having children. That was the aim. I told my mother, I will not have any child till after a year. I need to rest mentally. She said, what do you mean? They will say you are barren. I said, they should say I'm barren, no problem. But I told myself, I need to love myself because if I don't love myself, nobody else will love me. I knew if I had jumped immediately to go and have children, it would choke me. So mothers, when you are pregnant, make use of every single help you can get, be it friends, be it family members, be it outsiders. If it's someone that anybody can help you, hold it tight. Use the person. The word is use them. If you don't use them, they will use you, and you realize that you've lost out. When you are burdening that little baby in your stomach that has a long time to grow and be healthy, you also need to be healthy because you can't give what you don't have. If you're not healthy, there's a possibility that your child will not be healthy too. The child lives off of you. And if you're not healthy, eating right, taking the proper rest, that child will keep taking your blood. The child will keep taking my grandma used to tell me that if you don't have blood, the one you have, the child will keep taking it. She was a nurse. So whether you have blood or not, they don't care. What they see, they will take. So you take all your strength, and when you don't have strength anymore, what is they say? This woman was pregnant and she died. This woman was pregnant and she fell sick. This woman had anemia. This woman could not continue. She had premature. All those things are stories we don't want to hear. Mothers of nowadays want to help fellow mothers. That's what I've realized. Mothers of nowadays want to help their fellow mothers because they have been through it, they have experienced it. Some of them they failed, some of them passed. The ones that failed don't want people to make the same mistake. The ones that pass want others to pass. So find your community. Find your community. It is good to find a community and stick to that community. It is good to find your own circle. Create your own circle. Make friends that are willing and able to help you. I have single friends, but are willing and able to. I have a friend that will call and say, please, I want to go out. I want to go out. I want to party. I want to enjoy myself. Can you come and stay in the house with baby? And she will come. I will move to the latest club and enjoy myself. And she'll be at home with the baby. Stop overthinking things. Those children will be fine. I'm not saying leave them with horrible people, but know your circle and find that circle and keep them with you. Keep them close. Keep them very close. We need all the help we can get. With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you. Find your community. And thank you so much, Nostromi, for what you are doing. It is amazing. I am a strong advocate for mothers. If on my Instagram page, you know this. I love people that support mothers because they go through a lot. They need all the support they can get. Kudos to you, more feathers to your shoulder. I pray that the Lord sees you through this and gives you greater heights. Thank you so much. I am glad I was here.
You don't.
Oh my goodness.
She's on our street, straight, like Boris. So the thing is now, we have some of our speakers have said it's soft, and that was just saying, I don't want to say too much, but this is our final cap. Say, you open your brain. Use them. No, 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 no. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so, so much. Like, so if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have observation, please we have few minutes left, and let's rub minds. If you have experience that you want to share, of course you have to make it very, very brief. And you just want other mothers to learn. How were you able to get help in pregnancy? You have questions, you have majorly questions, Some speakers are still here to be able to answer. Somebody is raising their hand.
Please, let me quickly go first. Thank you so much. In as much as I'm the convener of this program, I'm also learning. Like, I want to ask question, please. So, for example, now, for people like us that we are abroad and we have literally little to no help at all. For example, when I had my baby, I was just with my husband. And now that we are coming back, I'm still with my husband alone. And some days it might want to be too much, and some other days it's bearable. And your friends are working, you're not close to your friend, your family members are not close to you, and you cannot even afford to buy help. If you want to buy food, the money you are going to spend on food alone is something that you might not be able to afford. So what could you say, like what could any of us speakers say? How can we go through this phase, knowing how difficult it is to be a mother and all these things. Sometimes the pressure is just all over your head and you're just like, hey, my head is going to scatter. Oh. But how can we cope?
So I think Ikiru should just give us like insights. Tommy, are you there? Do you have anything to say?
Please, our speakers answer also.
Actually, she was actually leaving a comment in the chat box. So I think, let me just say something, because when I give birth, my mom came. She just spent like 4 weeks. Somebody wants to, okay, Tommy wants to say something.
If you don't have help, what I would advise? My advice would be to pace yourself. That's the truth. Like, pace yourself and be realistic with what is. I mean, there were times when my baby was still very little that I did not have help. But you have to pace yourself. But you have to also be realistic with what's possible, because you don't have help. You are not going to place an unrealistic expectation of yourself to make sure that you clean the house, you this, when you know that I can put my energy in this child. Or so list your priorities, right? What's the most priority to you? If the baby is the most priority to you, then work is next on your priority list. Then focus on that as well. And leave the rest, and get to it when you can. You're not going to now be fussing over how clean or how untidy the house is. You're not going to burden yourself about, oh, we've not done the laundry. Because what people do and what makes it now get overwhelming is that you are also beating yourself up for not cleaning. You're also beating yourself up for not doing the laundry. But if you know realistically that it's not going to be possible and I can only do it on the weekend, I mean, you tell yourself in your mind that it's not important, so you don't pay attention to it. And then if you have a spouse that is as understanding, because both of you are in it together, so he will know that you also say that the house cannot be clean today with you. If you want this baby fed and you have to pick one. Which one? So everybody will lay their cards out on the table. The one you can help with. And it's harder, but you already know that that's the reality. So you just pace yourself and pick the one that's the most important to you per time. And don't now beat yourself over the one that you cannot do. And that also goes with, like, advancing your career and doing all those other things. Like, you now want to pressure yourself to make sure that, because I don't want them to see that I'm slacking because of a baby. but it's your season, it's your reality. Go with it with grace. And as you get stronger and stronger, as your baby gets older, you'll be able to do more and more things.
Thank you very much. Very well answered. Thank you.
Nkiru dropped off the call, so she's back. I don't know if she was able to get the question, but she's saying she
yes, I got the
mistakenly.
question. Another thing is that you have to find your community. You have to create your own community. Yes, what the last speaker said is perfect. Yes, do the one you can. But also, when I got married, I was not staying close to my siblings. I was staying far away from them. With time, I stay networking by myself. I'll take walks, find people who will find a mom. Hello, speak to them, find the community. Go. A community can start with you. You can be the one to start that if there's no one around there. Start your own community. Yes, they are not close to you. I understand. And you will be lonely because if you are not doing you're taking your time to do everything you want to do, you're not rushing yourself. You know, this is your season. You have the baby, the baby is the priority. Yes, just like you're also a priority. You also know that loneliness is also going to kill you faster. Someone like me cannot do with loneliness. If I'm alone, I'll run mad. So I like to find my own community. I slowly start finding my own community away from my family that were not close to me. I start finding mothers close to me that I can also meet with, discuss my problems, gist, laugh. It might be just for the leisure, just for the fun, by walk in the park, just move around, something like that. Find your community. Don't keep yourself locked up inside and say, oh, your people are not close, your family, they are not close to you. Come out, network, and create your own community. It will go a long way in helping you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you have used chance. You have used chance. So if you have questions, somebody already put questions in the chat room saying, let me see, that what of those people that don't have help, no family or friends to help, they can't afford to get a help. What should they do? I think this has already been answered as well. I think it's related to what you ask. I think it's related to what you asked. Then somebody asked a question during Tommy's session that how did you do no TV early? How did you do that? How were you able to achieve the no TV mantra? So Tommy, I don't know if you want to say something to that.
Hi. So I'm always very brutally honest and bullish about this part. It's as simple as just not giving them. End of. There's no trying to be politically correct, right? You put off the TV. You're in control. Like I said, my first child, I gave him TV at maybe like from 10 months or so, or even maybe as ridiculous as 3 months or something. I like literally put him in front of a TV, was watching super simple songs and everything. I was justifying it as like, oh, he's learning educational stuff and everything. But again, I was older and became wiser and all of that. But it's as simple as switching off the TV. It's as simple as not giving them your phone. It's as simple as that. And understanding why you're doing what you're doing. The reason why you're doing what you're doing, your children's brain don't have the capacity to be able to function properly with the screen at that early age. When you understand that giving them the screen is going to be detrimental to their brain development, even though you think they're learning, when you understand that, you will not give it to them, right? So there's no 10 steps to not doing this. There's no cuddling to say don't do this, but just don't. Like it's recommended that before 2 years old, you don't give them a screen. So again, put off the TV, don't hand them your phones.
Thank you so much. So if you want to know more about screen time and all these other things, please follow Tommy on Instagram.
Sorry, she's asking a question. She said, what if your husband is not on the same page as you? As quickly as possible, put out your PowerPoint presentation. Put your PowerPoint presentation.
Your power as a woman.
Yes, and let them understand the why. Because I don't think that there's any parent that you tell that your screen is detrimental to their brain development that we say, okay, please give it to the child. as much as possible, right? Because I believe that, because people are saying you have supportive spouses, you and your husband are doing this together, if you tell them and let them know exactly why you are making this choice and have the research to back it up, because there are researches around it. So have the research, as for husbands that are more analytical, they want to hear the why and all of that. So there are some that if you just tell them why, they'll just say, okay, we're not doing. But there are some that want to know the why. They want to understand. There are research to back it up everywhere. Understand this and let them know. This is another way you can explain this, right? When a child is listening, your child grows their 95% of their brain between the ages of 0 and 5 years old. And if they are in front of a screen, and what that brain development is about is their wires connecting in their brain, right? But if they are sitting down and not experiencing things, which is they're using only their eyes, right? Maybe their eyes are their eye sense, that's what they are using. And they have 5 senses, but they are using only one. Imagine how much connection is not going to happen because they are not actively engaging the remaining 4. So the wires that will connect when they are only looking at screen, because they are memorizing and repeating things you think they are learning, as against the wire that connects when they touch water, as against the wire that connects when they are actively involved in outdoor play or going outside, you're putting them on a stroller and taking them outside, or as against the wires that will be formed when you are doing that. So if you look at the brain connection, right, just search look for the research, you see the brain connection and you see the different things. So it's just like, look at yourself as well. If you're learning a new language, you're creating neural pathways, right, for that new language. It's because you are consistently doing that thing, that's when you now understand the French. It's not going to actively come, right? So because you're engaging the French language, that's why you can learn the French. So it's the same thing. If you're not engaging this part of their brain, it's not going to form. And you have to look at it that way and explain, because it's very, very key and very, very important. The rest of their lives is when they will now grow the remaining 2% out of 100, and they'll do everything in the first 5 years. So we know that it's a very, very important time in their lives. So whatever you have to do to explain it, please do it.
All right, thank you. So we have heard, make your research, table your course, do PowerPoint presentation if you need to. But at the end of the day, apply that softness of that woman and the firmness of being a woman, join everything together. God will help us all. Then any last question before we round it up, and any last question, anybody with any question? So I actually have questions here, and it says, how do you keep your friends close and you're not doing too much? How do you, especially when you're just giving birth, you know that it's a whole lot of emotions running through, and your friends, of course, they also have their lives. How do you keep them close? How do you ensure that you actually receive that help? A lot of people have friends, but they don't know how to keep them close, how to navigate. So can you just drop, from my experience, mamas, can you just drop 1 or 2 hints on how to just keep them close and actually get that help at that point? NK, Tommy, anyone?
Okay, I think while we're waiting for people to answer, I feel like I'm one of the persons that I'm quite very intentional about friendship, because in a city where you are, it's very, very busy, like a lot of things are happening. But I dare to say that social media has really made it easy for us to be able to connect with our friends. So one of the things I do is sometimes in my busyness, I know I'm busy and I know my friend is busy, but within that busyness, I try to, even if it's a voice note that I can drop, I will try to say, hello, how are you doing? Hope you are good. You understand that type of thing. And also, I try to learn their schedule. For example, my friend, now if I say on Sunday in church, I'll say, how many days are you working this week? When are you going to be off? So if I remember I can send a message. It might be in the middle of the night, I remember, maybe when I'm trying to pump and I'm like, I've not even heard from this person. I'm just going to drop a message. Hello, Mama, how are you doing? Hope you are good. Oh, I'm just checking up on you. When people see that you are intentional, they are going to show up and show out for you. For example, when I had my baby shower, I didn't expect the number of people that came. Like people traveled from different places from UK. Like I didn't even know that they were even planning something behind my back. And it was so overwhelming. And it shows that when you give out to people, people will definitely pour in back to you. So people should be quite intentional about how they relate to people. And that way they'll be able to keep up to their friends.
All right, thank you. Be intentional. You heard. If you need to set reminders, like I do, like 2 days ago, I had to set a reminder to check up on all my friends. It was just the same. The way I drafted the message, you won't know that I sent it to a lot of people. So it was just the same message. And how you guys doing? I just prayed for them, especially my friends are in the abroad. Everybody has jackpot. So just check up on them because I just have to be intentional about it. So thank you. In the absence of any more questions, we want to appreciate everyone for joining in. Thank you for celebrating with us at ANC with Noshomi, Antenatal Care. We're a digital startup. If you want to fund us, we are open to funding. So our digital community, we run our antenatal services online and we have licensed midwives, to help you pushing. If you know anyone that needs kind of support, the thing is that there's another thing to have a need. There's another thing to be connected to the person or to the solution of that need. So tell someone that knows some about what we do. It's a very thriving, active, engaging community. Believe me, you don't want to snooze. So, and we really today, this month of July made it 4 years since we started full operation. And we just want to appreciate everyone that turned up for this webinar. Thank you to all our speakers, Telma, Tomi, Inkiru, and Charity. We love you all. Thank you so much. So, Mama, the posts to their the links to their social media handles have been posted in the chat room. I'm just going to give like a few seconds. Go there, click on those links, and follow them online. A lot of your questions will be handled. They have so much content that I've posted that you can just binge watch, go through it, and you see how they've been able to navigate scenes, and you don't even need to make those mistakes again. They also have resources. Tommy has resources. You want your child to be, you want to reduce screen time. She has resources. Believe me, she has webinars that she also puts out. So when you follow most of them, you begin to know. Telma has a community where, they also reach out to, they're the best mom for the month where, do you table your course, what works for you, and then people vote and they give gifts, just to encourage mothers. So follow all our stars. Everyone has this community. Don't be alone, please. Friends physical, but in this community, in Telma's community, they also have mommy check-in where you talk about your week. How was it? How was this month for you? And you even if you don't say anything, you get to hear that you're not alone. So please don't suffer in silence. Community is key, and you be vulnerable. You will make mistakes and you will learn from them. So thank you all. We appreciate you. Have a lovely night rest. Rest. Mama's rest. And thank you all. We have come to the end of the webinar, and we appreciate you, everyone. Good night. See you.
Thank you, everyone. It was such a lovely experience. Don't forget to rest, listen to your body. Don't overdo. Ask for help. Everything we've learned today, please. Let's make sure to utilize them because it would make no use if we are not utilizing them. We've spent our time, they've taken out time from their busy schedules just to pour into us. Even as I am here, I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I've learned so much things, you understand? So I know that this also has blessed us. And don't forget to join our community at ANC with Show Me. We are also on Instagram. Please follow us. Tell your friends about us because we can't do it alone. one tree cannot make the forest. So we need more people to know about us so that we can help. This help that we are giving, we have a team. You can see the team has been there doing everything. And so that everyone can enjoy and benefit from what we have to offer. Thank you so much to all our speakers. I'm so grateful. Thank you for showing out and showing up. God bless you in Jesus' name. And thank you to
Amen.
everyone. My able facilitator, thank you so much.
Welcome,
Thank
welcome,
you
welcome.
so
Sorry, don't
much.
worry.
Thank you, everybody.
All
And
right. Have a good night rest, everyone.
bye, everyone.